Methinks I see a host of craft spreading their sails alee, as down the Humber they do glide, all bound for the northern sea. Methinks I see on each small craft a crew with hearts so brave, going out to earn their daily bread upon the restless wave. And it's 70, boys and men were lost from Grimsby town, from Yarmouth down to Scarborough. Many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft are trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long to fight the bitter night and battle with the swell. Well, October's night, 'twas such a sight 'twas never seen before, as masts and yards and broken spars came floating to the shore. Welcome, travelers all. Sit with me and gaze upon this, the sunless sea. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. Just thought I would get into the spirit of the voyage that we are about to set off on. Hello. Glad to hear you guys enjoyed it. So, welcome to Sunless Sea. For those of you unfamiliar with this game, this is a seafaring, exploration, RPG-ish kind of thing, set in the universe of a delightful little browser game called Fallen London. If you're also familiar with the game Sunless Skies, this was the one that came before that. The tagline of this game is, go mad, eat your crew, and die. So that should tell you what we're in for. I am familiar with this game, but I've never played it. Okay, I played it for like a couple hours and got absolutely obliterated. And we'll see if I do any better this time. So, let us go ahead and start up a new game. Your sonar will illuminate interesting objects on the Z bed. Yes, it's the Z, it's not the C. Also, the Submariner stuff on the title screen is because that's the DLC, and I bought that, so. Quab, yes. Am I supposed to click through this? No, it's just, oh, hello. All right, okay. In this universe. Yes, London was, in the year 15-something or other, London was stolen by bats. It says actually right here. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Untersea. So, we start with character creation, and we choose a past. Decide who you were, and who you want to be. You now lodge in a room above the blind helmsman. The blind helmsman, even. There's a lot of reading in this game, so I should make sure I can speak English properly. Who were you? Now you're a captain. Now you belong to the Untersee. But who were you before? And this basically determines, we have these 5 main skills here. Iron, mirrors, veils, pages, and hearts. And this will decide what we get. A nice little hefty bonus, too. You played this game and got confused and lost and died, working as intended. Okay, so a street urchin, a poet, a veteran of the campaign of 68, an ordained priest, or a natural philosopher. Well, I am nothing if not an incredibly eloquent fella, so let's go with a poet. This will give you a bonus to pages, the skill of trickery and knowledge. A poet, educated and articulate, you seek sensation at sea. How lucky you had a legacy to spend. Your long-vanished father had a rich patron, it seems. Experience? You have intuition, and your friend, the sly navigator. He's a little vague, but he probably knows what he's doing. Perhaps you can find someone better, eventually. So we have our navigator up here. So this is our crew, and our officers. We have a surgeon, a gunnery officer, a cook, a chief engineer, and a first officer. These guys give us also bonuses to our stats. This guy gives us a slight bonus to mirrors. And we also have 50 pages now. We also have our mascot, a comatose ferret. Mostly it's immobile. Occasionally it's feral. Okay. We got 20 echoes. That's our currency. Where are echoes? Oh, right up here. Echoes are the currency of Fallen London. We also gained 25 pages. We have 1 sly navigator. Someone is looking for passage. Someone in London requires your services. Oh. Continue. Choose an ambition. What does winning mean to you? Your father's bones? Immortality? Fulfillment? Wealth? A private kingdom? You can't choose this now, but you may find an opportunity to switch to it later in the game. Immortality seems like... Yeah, okay, so immortality is another ambition that's unlocked from Submariner. Let's do... I mean, I'm a poet. Let's do fulfillment. Gather 100 tales. Learn all you can of the Z. Write a masterpiece. Retire. Whenever you return to Fallen London, you have the option of retiring, but you'll need to write your masterwork first. Your father's bones were also stolen by the bats. They do have a habit of that. I am now on a quest to become London's most venerated explorer. This determines how you win, though you can always just retire in London for a draw. Captain, an irregularity with the Harbor Master's office. They wish to know, what term of address do you prefer ashore? This will determine what people call your captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. Got madam, sir, citizen, my lord, my lady, and then just captain. Well, I made myself a princess for a reason. I will choose the pronoun of my lady. Perhaps you really do come from a noble family. Who's to know? A last piece of advice. Explore. Take chances. This captain will probably die. The Z is hungry. But each captain passes on lessons to the next. Okay, and now we get the opportunity to choose one of these neat little profiles and choose our name. I feel spoken to by this one, but I don't know if that's quite this. I'm in it for the role play. I'm in it for the creation of a character. Well, that would be the obvious choice, but... I like this look. This look has the kind of eccentric genius vibes. As for name, I'm actually gonna quietly pull up a name generator in the background here to come up with an appropriately British name. The sea diver mask is a look. I've got it. Lynette Bachmeyer. Fall in London, deep and dark and marvelous. All voyages start here, and this is where successful voyages end. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff to do here. Story is where we have here. We also have hold. This is all of the stuff that is on board our ship. This game is not, like, incredibly concerned with explaining everything to you. We have the deck, and we also have the deck weapon, the hull damage it deals, the life damage it deals, crew damage, warm-up time, stagger amount. We also have all this stuff. We have our cargo. We have 10 fuel and 5 supplies. If we run out of fuel, we will drift helplessly. And if we run out of supplies, hunger will eventually destroy us. We also have curiosities, an Invictus token. You are in unforgiving mode with no save slots besides the basic autosave. You will lose this token if you switch from unforgiving to merciful mode. Bachmeyer. Yes, it was just a name that came up and then I thought sounded neat. Exactly, Gobsy! Advice for captains. This provides the advice to snippet storylet. Sell it to remove this advice storylet. And then Whisper Locked Puzzle Box. I got this as a bonus because I connected my account with Fallen London. Speak the right phrase and the tumblers will align and unlock it. But what is the right phrase? The Alarming Scholar, I don't know who that is, may have some ideas. Okay. Okay, advice for captains. Let's take a look at this so I know what I'm doing. The much-lamented M. Demoe found a watery grave long, long ago. Probably your end will be no better. But if you read this book of invaluable advice, your chances will improve. On endings and beginnings. Captains often die. This is not the end. When you die, you'll learn lessons which will help you survive next time. Beware, the layout of the Untersee changes with each new captain. But home waters are stable, and islands will only move so far. Further captains can inherit some skills, officers, equipment, and money. Over time, you'll find extra items and advantages that allow you to preserve a greater inheritance. It's a roguelike, baby! Exploration is the heart of the game. Risk brings reward. Staying close to London is safe, but eventually you'll run out of fuel and supplies. Exploring and playing port stories will allow you to find secrets and echoes. Speak to our officers to spend secrets on improving your abilities. Spend echoes on equipment in ports. You can often find officers in London. Unforgiving mode is how the game is meant to be played. One autosaved, updated whenever you reach port, and wiped on death. If you're getting frustrated, or want a more leisurely exploration, you can switch to merciful mode. Saving or loading manually will permanently switch your character to merciful mode. This will remove the Invictus token, which does nothing. Playing the game without the autosaves and playing it on a file that preserves after death, it doesn't actually do anything. It is just if you want to. And in the interest of playing the game as intended, at least at the start, I am going to be playing in unforgiving mode. Your prow lamp dispels darkness, reduces terror increase, and allows you to find Z marks. Your engines, of course, drive the ship forward into the night. Both your prow lamp and your engines use fuel. More powerful engines use more fuel, but all lamps use fuel at the same rate. Try not to run out of fuel. Note that the Admiralty will compensate you with fuel for port reports. Okay. On finding places to explore, use your Z-Bat Scout. Technically, it's a chiroteroscope, but we're among friends here. Press Z, or click the Z-Bat button at the bottom of your screen, and it'll tell you where the nearest undiscovered island is. Be warned, if you're moving, it will give less accurate directions. Pause to get the most accurate reading. Okay. When your enemy is in the arc of your guns, you'll see the firing solution. The glow around the fire buttons increase. When it's complete, let them have at it. You can fire earlier if you like, but may miss. Larger ships may have access to different gun slots. A green glow means your enemy is in the light. Enemy ships also have an arc on their guns. Try to stay out of their way. Enemy Z-Beasts will generally try to ram or bite you, and they'll submerge between times to avoid your attacks. If you're careful and turn your lights off, you may also be able to sneak up behind them and get a shot in first. Okay. When you put it to port, you can generally explore and exhaust the story options until your next visit. If you have the something awaits you quality when at Z, you'll know that more story is waiting for you when you make port. It'll crop up whenever you're sailing around. If you see a flavor message like distant bells, that means you have something awaits you. Okay. On Terror. Terror increases gradually over time while you're out at Z, away from land. Watch the skull. When you see orange or red pips, Terror will bump up if you spend much longer in the frightening place. That's over here, by the way. Our Terror is currently at 0. Terror will bump up if you... yeah, many events will increase it, too. Use shore leave in London, or in other ports, but London is most cost-effective to reduce it. Lots and lots of other stories increase or reduce terror. We'll add new stories to the game from time to time. You can download them from the main menu. Sell this book. You're a veteran captain and require no more advice. Very well then. Someone else will better appreciate M. DeMo's work. And we get 50 echoes. Cool. Okay, there's also a Submariner tutorial, but I'm not gonna concern myself with a submarine yet. We will leave that to someone else. Someone in the docks wants to board your ship. Let's take a look. Agree to carry the Gnomic Gallivant to the Cumaean Canal, or the Iron and Misery Funging Station, or both. History is a horse! Who will prick it with their spurs? He cries to no one in particular. A drop of blood may be as precious as a ruby! Okay, I don't know where the Cumaean Canal is, or the Iron and Misery Funging Station, but sure, let's go for it. He puffs out his chest. Ruby studs gleam in the lamplight. I knew London had enterprising souls still left in it. I am seeking truths, my lady, which, I am told, I may find in the Iron and Misery Funging Station and the Cumaean Canal. Ideally, I'd learn both, but I could settle for one. For at Port Cecil, there will be a contest, and we will change the world with a game of chess. A king will fall! All right, buddy. Okay, let's take a look around the city. She's the greatest city on the Untersee, and don't you forget it. We can adopt a Blemigan Gallivanter. A Blemigan sits atop a splintered crate, clicking and whistling at captains as they come near. Sure, it's a guy. You extend your hand and the Blemigan, for the record, a Blemigan, yeah, there's a tiny itty-bitty little portrait there. It's a mushroom guy. You extend your hand, and the Blemigan leaps on. Its tendrils entwine with your fingers, and it chitters quietly. It meets your gaze, and bobs its dome in greeting. It's very small. Is it old enough for naval service? You're pretty sure its mustache has been drawn on in pen in an attempt to look older. As you approach your ship's gangplank, the creature flutes and vibrates with apparent happiness. The bosun winces as you bring it aboard. I now have one of this. I sure do. Visit the Admiralty's survey office. They'll pay for information from Z captains. Find out what and how. Alright. The Admiralty's picket fleets and intelligence networks are long gone. The survey office pays the Z captains for a small sum for recent information. Visit and investigate ports to gain port reports, then trade them in here. The first time you trade in a port report, you'll gain Admiralty's favor. Okay, ask if there's anything in particular they need. This port. Speak to our agent there and return. We'll see that you're rewarded. Visit the port below and return to London. Retrieve strategic information from the Iron and Misery Company funking station. We're already going there. Somewhere not far from home waters. Okay. I don't have anything else for you. Out into the foggy street. Turn your collar up. Okay, visit the university. We don't have any secrets. Bachmeyer is actually a commendable name. Some of the details are harsh, but the gist... Whoa, that's sick! Carouse in Wolfstack Docks. It is locked. Oh, I think it's locked because our terror is at 0, so we have no need to. We can hire on more crew. Sensible sailors are looking for a safe run to the tomb colonies, or at least a sane run to the southern archipelago. You'll need to buy drinks, spread around hiring fees, look for daredevils. So, these are skill checks. Essentially, story options in the game will oftentimes challenge one of your 5 main skills with a percentage chance depending on how high it is. I'm not going to do this, because we already have 8 crew members, and we have 30 echo, and that costs 30 echoes, which I believe can probably be spent somewhere else. Put your ship in dry dock, we have no need of that. Offer passage to a tomb colonist. An emigrant will pay to be taken north to Venderbite. Okay. It's oddly difficult to die in fallen London, but when a Londoner is too tatty and wretched to live, they wrap themselves in bandages and take ship for the tomb colonies. Your crew cart one of these ones aboard in padded coffins. They'll sleep there until the journey is done. We now have a tomb colonist. Technically passengers rather than goods, but you'd never know it to talk to them. Okay. A new recruit. Okay, that probably unlocks later or such. Old journal. Oop! Your journal. Objectives and story progress are on the right-hand side. Mouse over an icon or click on the category heading to see details. Okay, this is... Yes. You welcome to passenger aboard. Bound for both the Humane Canal and the Iron and Misery Co. funking station. I have access to the Submariner DLC expansion. I sure do. Officers! Left-click and drag to assign officers, or right-click to speak to them. Assigned officers give ability bonuses. Oh! The Blemmigan Gallivanter can be a mascot. Gives us a +3 mirrors and +2 pages. That's better than a comatose ferret. It's conscious most of the time. And then we have our Sly Navigator as first officer. Competent, probably. Trustworthy, possibly. Shops. Here you can buy fuel, supplies, ship equipment, and trade goods. Shops are displayed on the left. Click on one to see its wares. Okay, we have all of these shops here and all of the shit that we can buy with them. Then we have the shipyard. Okay, alright. And this allows us to swap our ship out for bigger and better ones, or downgrade it to a smaller one. Possibly there's a reason you might want to set to Z in a boat the size of a dining room table. Possibly. Hull 1? Our current hull is 75. That's the health bar up here. This health is 1. Oh, goodness. Okay, that's good for now. So, we have a couple of things what need doing. We need to find... Hello, Z! Hi! Hope you're well. I just got finished looking through most of the tutorial stuff, so you're just in time for the juicy bits. We got 10 fuel. We got 5 supplies. Let's see here. Solace fruit in smaller quantities, delightful and refreshing. In larger quantities, one of the very nicest ways to die. So we can sell solace fruits here, if we ever end up getting them. Supplies, we can buy more supplies for 20 echoes. We can also buy fuel. Oh, that's just one. Okay, okay. Oh, and is this just the stock they have? That probably makes sense. Foxfire candles. We've all made mistakes. If only those mistakes could be left in the dark. Okay, so we can buy Foxfire candles and presumably sell them for a profit somewhere. Okay, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? Because it's this kind of fucking game. I am going to take notes. I'm going to take notes of everything that can be sold and bought in this port. Okay, so Solace fruits can be sold for 50, and Foxfire candles can be bought for 40, sold for 20. Wolf stack exchange. Okay, maybe I'll write all of this stuff down later. That's quite a bit. That is quite a bit. Okay. Crate of human souls. Clinking. Glowing. Pleading. I don't know if I should buy that. That doesn't seem legal. A firkin of prisoner's honey, 100 dreams in every barrel. A cask of mushroom wine, a sack of dark drop coffee beans, all the fire of hell and all the aroma of heaven. Bolts of spider silk and a bale of parabola linen. Naval supplies, Caminus yard. We are clay. What? This trio of clay stokers will reduce crew requirements, but also crew capacity, and will slightly increase engine power. They are fitted to an auxiliary slot. When they are not in use, they will stand, patiently, hands by their sides, flat gray eyes unreadable. One will say, sometimes, I like it when it is quiet. Interesting. A Ratus Faber assistant. You want someone to take a look inside that. In combat, Ratus Faber assistants can be deployed for quicker repairs. It's dangerous work. Don't expect them back. Okay, the Iron and Misery Company. That's guns and shit. And then Boltitude's House of Vision. That's our lamps. Withern Optical, Soft Glim Lamp. Blazing Glim Lamp. Judgment Resonator? Be sure their sins will find them out. The Judgment Resonator does not limit your ability to hide. Ooh. Okay, okay. So for now, I am going to buy a supply to earn money, explore the map, and bring back port reports and treasures. You can trade too, but exploration and stories are much more profitable. Okay. I'll buy 2, just to be safe. And a fuel. Alright. Let us shove off. Click the launch button to leave port. Use WASD keys to move. Tap W twice to reach max speed, which, although that does use up more fuel. Tap S to slow down or reverse, and use the A and D keys to steer. Oh, look at us go. We have our lights. I can turn off our lights. We're already at Z. Bad Stevener's Abyss. The Z-Bat. Repair ship. Ooh. Gazetteer. Oh, okay. Chart. Ooh, okay, okay. This is our map. Most icons have keyboard shortcuts. They do indeed. It is so good. Okay, so the pips increase terror. Discovered low Barnet, the glassy chop of dark water, the iron clatter of feet at the hatchway. That's underwater. Something awaits you, terror. Yep, I do got terror. What is that over there? Hunter's Keep? I can afford to go a little bit faster, I think. That Circle of Light is a port. Go there for stories. Okay, let us come in here. Stop. A sailor has grown fretful and disobedient, reluctant to go on deck, even in port. There's a white Z-bat watching me up there. Salt's messenger. Salt skirts its eye on me. I'll never see home again. Sailor's superstition. Order him up on deck at once. Salt, one of the nameless gods that sailors fear. The sailor is a conscientious man. Send him to the sick bay on the pretext of a fever. If white Z-bats are sacred to Salt, perhaps you'll win Salt's favor. If you believe any of this. Or you can shoot it! If the bloody thing is frightening your bloody crew, you'll bloody well settle its hash. How do we feel about this? I think we can... Yeah, we can... I believe them. We have lost one terror. The sailor is grateful, though your ship's doctor rolls a skeptical eye. When he next goes up on deck, the railings are clear of Z-bats, white or black, and he sets to work with a will. You know something of the three gods of the sea. The gods of the sea: stone, storm, and salt. Excellent. Now we dock. A quiet isle. A grand old house. Hunter's Keep. A hump of dark rock swathed in mist, like 100 other under-sea islands. But here's a grand house, windows aglow, lawns impossibly green and lush in the false star light, raked gravel paths. You stand on the dock as the sea nudges the ship's sides. An unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. Present yourself at the house, walk in the gardens, recontour the island, spy on the house. Okay, recontour on the island. Okay, that gives us a port report. Plunging cliffs, soft green lawns, a well tucked away in a fold of the grounds. Anything else? Ships rarely come here. Nothing changes, even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle. The house and the sisters. But the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing has changed, at least. Okay. Let's present yourself at the house. They will have heard your ship come in. Why hide? A maid with smoldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlor, where 3 young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries. The next youngest chuckles. The eldest sighs. Do excuse the indecorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe, and the cheerful one is Lucy. You are in good time for lunch. Will you join us? Z-bats cry out. They are nothing like birds. Okay. All right. Oh, we get to pick which one to have lunch with. Even when the sisters aren't feeling sociable, they can be tempted out of their lair by the smell of new stories. Okay. Oh, okay, so this is unlocked for us by Something Awaits You. But if we don't have Something Awaits You, we can unlock it with a recent news. Interesting. Let's see. Let's go with Cynthia. Cynthia seems like she would have interesting things to say. Cynthia grasps your arm and whispers to you. Her eyes are wide and blue. Her hair is wild and tangled. Bats may nest in it. It seems to you that you are sitting on a hillside above a wide blue lake, listening to a story of a murder. An axe, a net, blood on scented water. Another shop? Cynthia asks. You've barely touched your food. Here, I'll have the maid wrap something up for you. You can't be hungry. It's not safe to be hungry. We have gained a terror. Just one. We also now have a tale of terror. Recall it. Then light a candle. Light another. Something awaits you has been depleted. We also have a supplies. We've lost hunger. We didn't have any of that, but we've lost it. Iron remains unchanged at 25. You now have Gods of the Z. Salt's attention. It's watching you. If it even exists. And I believe this Tale of Terror is an item. Yes? Yes, it is. As are these fragments. So this Tale of Terror can be used for purposes. Perhaps. Not receiving visitors? The maid makes it clear, through a series of unwelcoming growls, that Phoebe, Lucy, and Cynthia are all three indisposed. No lunch today, apparently. Okay. Delightful little trip. Let us be off again. Okay, nothing too untoward has happened thus far. Though that makes sense, given that we are, you know, staying close to home shores. Dust, echoes, even a sepia tint to the air. These are the waters around the tomb colonies. This tutorial is... Oh, you receive fragments when you discover new places. Acquire enough of them, and you'll gain a secret. You can use secrets to improve your captain's skills by talking to officers, or for some key stories. Your prow light can be turned on or off. Leaving it on reduces the rate at which you increase terror, but makes you more visible to enemies. Something way too important. Cool. You have gained a secret. You have discovered Karissa's Point and Hornman's Stag. Oh, hello? The fuck is that? Hello? Where are you? I'm not gonna bother you. Let's just head into port, folks, shall we? We have discovered Vendor Bite. Here it is. You brought this decaying emigrant north. Now what? The new tomb colonist surveys Venderbite, shaking her head. It won't do, she says. It won't do at all. I had no idea the place would be quite so unprepossessing. Perhaps we can liven it up a little yet. If only I knew a helpful Z captain. Bring 10 units of mushroom wine to Venderbite, and perhaps they'll have something for you. Okay, I believe that cost, like, 20 echoes each, so that's 200 echoes worth of wine that we would need to bring. Okay, the tomb colony. Few die and fall in London. They come here instead. On the deck, you can hear the sound that 1,000 bandaged dead make as they shuffle and cough. It's something like the world's most restless concert audience. Or the world's most plague-ridden cathedral. Assist a specialized collector. Okay. Well, our ship is not capable of submarine travel, so I'm afraid we can't do that. Nor can we do this. Venderbite is not the most promising place for shore leave. Too much decay. Too little light. Too many bandaged walking corpses. Few companions of easy virtue. No cinnamon. No recent newspapers. Very little pickled cave herring. Okay, so that's shore leave if we have need of reducing terror, but not much. Explore vendor bite, visit the first curator, gather gossip. This is our port report. Who's plotting what out in the tomb colonies? Along the coasts of the Untersee, it's remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settled here in bandaged peace. But they don't give up their ties to home, or their politics. You gather a haul of complex clues, enough to keep your contacts in London interested. Okay, now let's explore Thunderlight. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. Dead fir trees have carpeted a little park with old brown needles. A little group of tomb colonists stands around another, lying on a bench. Unexpectedly, you find yourself reminded of physicians and midwives at a birthing couch. The colonist on the bench, he's old, withered to sticks, groans horribly, though the fir needles deaden the sound. Something moves in his chest like a sea creature surfacing or a butterfly breaching a cocoon. The other colonists spot you and close ranks around him. "Stay back, Silkskin," one hisses. "This is his breaking out. Your time will come." There's a kind of rapture to it in her voice. We have gained a tale of terror, some fragments, and terror. Cool, good. Okay, visit the first curator. Z captains. The first curator gives audience. The first curator is responsible for the preservation of the tomb colonies. It has been here much longer than London, like all the oldest tomb colonists, but even tomb colonists dissolve in the end. Its time is close. No more light, the obsequious steward cautions you. The curator is terribly afraid of moths. He opens the door, and you step into near darkness. A pair of luminous lamplighter bees buzz in a latticed ivory tube. There is no other source of light. A bandaged shape, no larger than a child, lies crumpled on a couch. It lifts its head with obvious effort. It takes several seconds for you to distinguish its voice from the soft buzz of the bees. Listen to a whispered request. "Z Captain, Silkskin, not much left of me. I will go into the Grand Sanatorium. Bring me colors, 7 colors. Pay well. Cosmogon, Irigo, Pelagian. Steward has list. Find them here and there across the wide black sea." Ask about the Grand Sanatorium. One hears the name whispered here and there in the arcades of Vendubite. "Oh, Silkskin, you don't want to know." The chuckling becomes a cough. "We don't die here below, not unless we go to Z, so we needed something else, somewhere to end." We will accept the commission. It collapses, rustling, back onto the couch. Even the effort of speaking seems to have diminished it a little. The audience is over. As the door opens, it shrinks from the finger of light that reaches across the floor. Outside, the obsequious steward nods. "The book?" "Yes, the book." He hands you a slim, illustrated volume. "The curator is old as dust. We will all be grateful if you do it this one last favor." The Neathbow. A book for children. One page is devoted to each of the colors of the Neath, which are not found on the surface. The Neath, by the way, is this place that London has found itself in. Return to the curator with each of the 7 impossible colors in hand. The book's page gives you clues, but you'll need to seek far ports. We have Apocyan. A wakes Apocyan, the blue of memory and brightest coral. C lights Cosmogon, the color of remembered suns, the fecund, the fetid, the fungal. These flourish in the glow of Cosmogon. G is lost in Gant, which remains when all other colors are eaten. Gant can be found where shadows are myriad. I is for Irigo. No one remembers why. Irigo colors the forgotten corners of home. P drowns in Pelagian, the color of the deepest Z. Someone has scrawled in the margin, beyond the gate there is a sea more sunless. V marks violent, when blood is shed in a spired place. Violent ink is employed for the most desperate treaty. And beyond your mirror V names Virik, the color of shallow sleep. Delightful. Okay, let's see what the shops has to offer. Cask of mushroom wine sells for 23. Okay, so we can make a hefty profit of 3 echoes per mushroom wine by selling it here. Foxfire candles. Oh, those fare a little bit better. It's a profit of 13. Ugh, fuel and supplies are not great here. Apollo Temple, Memory of Distant Shores, Recent News, Vision of the Surface, Monstrous Almanac. Okay. Do you have a tomb colonist? Drop them off here for... Okay, alright. Not much profit to be made here, but something, at least. Okay. Let's be off, I think. So let's be off, head back down to the south. No. Let's head further north. There's a battle button. Oh, okay, that's what that is. Got it. Oh. You've encountered an opponent. I have. The red arc shows the range of your deck gun. Keep the enemy in range while your crew works out a firing solution. This will happen faster if you keep your enemy in your prow light. Okay. Was it those bats? Oh, it is those bats. Okay, hello. Congratulations, you've defeated your opponent. Move to the side of their demise to salvage something. Little leathery corpses lie scattered across your deck. The rest of the swarm vanishes into the neathy dark. Gather up the corpses, or dispose of the corpses. What's our terror at? Our terror's at like 4. Into the pot. Those little bones are troublesome, and the flesh a little gamey, but salt them well enough and they're quite edible. Excellent. All clear. Let's head out a little farther from the coast. Something drifts, face down. Let's check the chart here. Okay. Oh, I see lights. Dust, echo, oh, alright, we've already read that. Switching off my lights whenever we encounter a buoy, just to... A baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of some distant desert. You are close to the salt lions. Hello! Oh, you are significant. You are hefty. I am running away now. Oh Christ! Oh Jesus! My hull is damaged. Yep, it sure is. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Christ! Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Will you leave me alone now? Discovered the salt lions. The waves are cluttered with Z-Rack like drowned hair drifting. We've discovered Zeal Port. Okay. Fuck's sake! There is a vast sorrow in their empty eyes. Two basalt beasts, cathedral-sized. They frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment. Creeping human figures eat away at its features like rot. Picking. There's a supply dock below. Compile a port report. Time, basalt, dissolution. Record the activities of the Unmakers, such as they are. Rite of stone and silence. Okay. Can visit the Unmakers. Carry Sphinx stone to London. The Unmakers are here to reduce the salt lions to rubble one block at a time. Oops, sorry. One block at a time. Help them in their work by carrying the rubble back to London. You will need a deposit and 20 units of spare cargo space. That is 200 echoes. Okay, so we can visit the Unmakers or Salt's Right. The face of the northern Sphinx is all but gone. Lost faces are sacred to Salt, they say. You are drawn there. To what end? Salt's voice is distant, but clear. Dive from the Sphinx's face, down a clean arc into the Z's chilly darkness. Float there in the quiet until your lungs are bursting, until light blooms behind your eyes. Rise gasping to the prickle of false stars, the shocked faces of your crew. You've brought something with you. I now have one extraordinary implication. Whatever that does. Delightful. Anyway, I'm interested in carrying this Sphinx stone to London, but I will need more echoes. So let's go back to London and see how much I can get from those port reports, shall we? Not that far of a voyage. Let's be off. Got 4 fuel, definitely enough to make it the rest of the way there. I think just going at 1 is fine. It seems a little bit inefficient to go at 2. Let me speak to the Blemigan Gallivanter. Oh, this is, look at him. Look at him. It has made its home on a shelf in your cabin. It has built a nest from loose journal pages, the engineer's scarf, and a possibly pilfered map. You can see the indentation of a porthole on the rim of its cap. It must have been pressing its face to the windows again. Is it bored? The Blemigan flails and squirms as you tickle it. Its high-pitched warble is almost certainly giggling. When you stop, to check that you're not actually hurting it, it wraps its tendrils around your fingers and pulls your hand back. Apparently it is enjoying itself. Oh, okay, can we only... Let's talk to the Slide Navigator here. The Z, Captain. Look at it out there. It's not our friend. Don't forget that. Increase your mirrors. Tell me a tale and I'll tell you another. The Z is full of stories. Spending a secret, of which we have 2, will improve your mirrors, but no higher than 50. What does he want? What does he seek at Z? Also, you can proposition the Sly Navigator. Oh, huh, okay. So, there's romance options. Interesting. What does he want? The Z is enough. But now that you mention it, I have always had a desire to see Frost found. The place where the Z rises to become a castle. The place where questions and riddles do battle for truth. He sighs dreamily, but he is watching you carefully. Yes. Frostfound can be found in the very north of the Z. Okay. Let's be off for now. A quick check to our chart here. Yes, okay. Doing good, doing well. I trust that you are enjoying the voyage, my most delightful of crew. That's you guys, by the way. I'm calling you my crew now. Fed the crew, cool. I'm assuming it's at this point that the luminescent beasts, like eyeless dolphins, play in your wake. Hold on, now that we have something awaits you, let's speak to... chase your Blemigan from the engine room. Gusts of laughter sound from within. Your crew might be happy, but they're not working. The engine room is in uproar. The crew runs to and fro, chasing your warbling Blemigan under tables and behind machines. It dives into a complicated knot of pipework. The engineer reaches in to grab it, and... That's a swear word. Fallen London censors all of its swear words with underlines like that. A scalding burst of steam catches their arm. Sorry, Captain, they say, clenching their jaw. Didn't hear you come in. Just, fixing a pipe. Your Blemigan emerges from a vent near the floor, and sidles out. You'll deal with it later. We're at 3 fuel. That's fine. We still very well seem like we're going to make it to London. Let's take a little bit of a long way around. See what there is to see in the vicinity of Hunter's Keep. Hopefully not anything dreadful. Our hull is at 50 of 75. That brush with the Corvette was not spectacular. Laughter from the foredeck. Oh, what is that? Shepherd's Wash, the salty hinterland of London, home to hermits, nuns, and shadowy business. I assume that's this over here. I am indeed low on fuel. Buy more before you run out, or you will be stranded in the dark. I see a prow light. I am going to not go that way. I do not know if they are friend or foe, but that's a, what? A gilliflower? That's a jellyfish? Hello? Oh, hello? Perish. Ow. Little rascal. Not many maneuvers to be made here. All clear. Cool. Was that worth it? I don't think so, but let's see what we get from it. The gilliflower. Is it a young jellyfish? A lesser subspecies? Do the dreams of jellyfish become real? In any case, now it's a sad slick of goo, dissolving into the Z. Let it disperse. Watch its oil color, rainbow colors fade. A face? From above, the gilliflower's cap does look a little like a woman's face. She dissolves, like smeared paint. Interesting. Let us be off. I unfortunately do not have the fuel to spare much of anywhere else. Yes, we will make it to London, no doubt. And let us trust that our voyage has been profitable. Home waters. Sailors dawdle at the rail, waiting, watching, for the lights of London. Okay, so when it says one fuel barrel, is this the last one? Or I hope it's not the last one. That would be most unfortunate. We're so close to shore. Let's turn off our lights. Oh. The lookout shouts! Far above, the false stars in the cavern roof are shifting, a rare and ominous event. What now? Record the change and assign a name? If the new shape seems well-omened, your crew may be cheered. Who knows? 50-50 shot. Forbid them to look. You can't really stop them, but you can at least discourage discussion. They won't like it. It's safer. The alarming pig. Pigs, one sailor sighs. It's always pigs. What's wrong with pigs? The bosun shakes his solemn head. Never ask about pigs at Z, he insists. But we were unlucky. We got one additional tier. Unfortunate. It's right there. The waves are flecked with light. Fed the crew. Cool. Oh, we'll make it. Surely we'll make it. Whew. The revenue men. Her Enduring Majesty's Customs Service works closely with both the Ministry of Public Decency and the Masters of the Bazaar. The Masters, by the way, being the bats that stole London. Today they have selected you for an inspection. Don't cheek them. Okay, let them do their worst. You have nothing to hide. Declare all controlled goods. Talk your way out of the search, if we have Admiralty's favor. Set something aside. Okay, alright. Okay, so this is presumably all of the contraband that they're looking for. Romantic literature, an unstamped crate of human souls, an unstamped crate of brilliant souls, and sunlight-filled mirror catch box. That's what makes for contraband in fallen London. They roam your deck like wolves. They tear through your belongings like termites. At last, they leave. Returning to London, the storylet only appears when you've been at Z for a little while. Collect messages from the harbor master. All the clatter and clong and song of the dockside. It soothes the soul. Are there messages for you? Let's see. Something has changed in the Neath. Someone wants to sign on? Oh, that was presumably the something awaits you. You have one of this, another day, a free evening. The Rose Market bustles on Roser's Wharf. Who will be there today? Okay, alright. We have quite a few things to do here. Let us first, before all else, visit the Admiralty's survey office. Hunter's Keep. I trust the sisters are keeping well? They are citizens of Her Enduring Majesty. Notionally. We now have 5 Echo. We have an Admiralty's favor, and we've gained a fuel. Okay. An odd place. Best to keep an eye on it. Okay, so what have the nearly dead been up to, then? 10 Echoes for that one. And then the Bazaar has always taken an interest in that place, with regards to the Salt Lions. 20 Echoes for that one. And even more Admiralty's favor. Ask to speak to the dark-spectacled Admiral. No appointment, but, I'd show you in anyway. Very well. You're ushered into his office off Mansion's Pyre, a cramped room with a vast desk. He surveys you across that desk. Ah, yes. The merchant captain, of whom we hear such complicated things. The admirable, I don't know why I keep saying admirable. The admirable purchase intelligence from you. Assistance with subsistence. This will take you to the dry dock, where 1 point of favor will get you 2 to 3 fuel. Submit vital intelligence can be created from 2 pieces of strategic information or earned through spy networks and some other opportunities. Submit your reports. Submit a revelatory chart. Speak of moves in the great games. Ask what he needs. Turn in your shipment of red honey. Ask what he needs. Visit a port and we'll be interested in the port report. Visit places of particular interest and we'll be interested in the strategic information you gain thereby. We will pay you well, don't worry. We understand you can't be expected to act entirely for the love of the Empire. His lip curls. What's left of it. Okay. Perhaps not. Okay. So now we have significantly more fuel to work with, although we should most likely purchase more. Consider a specialist, Sturgeon. She is staying at a respectable boarding house near the docks and has made it known she is available for work. I specialize in amputations. It's quite easy to acquire unwanted appendages at Z. The Clattery Heir is a doctor who increases hearts and iron for 30 echoes. Not for now, I think. Rosa's Wharf, a little gift. A very fine evening to you, Captain. What you might call mentor is very fond of adventurous sea captains, and he would like to offer you what you might call a dispensation, on account of he is so fond of sea captains. Behind the blind bruiser on the dock stands a dray piled high with fuels and supplies. Accept the dispensation. Do make sure you have 15 points of space in the hold or come back later. It would be embarrassing to have to leave it on the dock. Okay. Who is this patron? Is there a catch? An airy way of... He runs a very fine, and very liberal establishment just across the river. What is much patronized by sailors and by men of wit and vinegar. And public house. And there is no obligation to speak of. My patron would only hope that you might remember him kindly. And I suppose that if the opportunity should arise for you to return his kindness, then I do not imagine he would refuse your offer. Let us put a pin in that. That seems very illegal. We'll see how I am. For now, the Roser's Wharf caters to collectors and eccentrics, anyone with exotic tastes and the gumption to harass Z captains. According to the archaic rules of the market, you can only make 1 trade per visit. Choose wisely. People at the Rose Market will pay above the usual price for specific goods, like our extraordinary implication. The fortune teller, under her many scarves, sips tea in a quiet corner of the market. She'll pay well for something portentous. Let's do that. Oh! Shoshana holds a mirror over her pot of tea. The steam fogs the glass. As is market tradition, you write your information to the condensation with a finger. When you have finished, there is a rustling beneath her scarves. A wrinkled hand emerges from the silk and places a fat envelope next to the teapot. For the knowledge and your silence. Well, okay. What's up with our lodgings? Read the morning papers, the Expurgated Gazette, the magazine formerly known as the London Magazine, the Spiteful Trumpeter. News. Once your lodgings are large enough to support a study, you can create items such as an ironclad will, a whispering trophy cabinet, or the Zong of the Z. You can rest in your room above the blind helmsman. This will reduce your terror, heal a wound, and give you a restful night. Purchase an elegant townhouse for 1,000 echoes. Consider retirement from Z-faring life. Or back to the rest of the city. Okay. Carouse in Wolfstack Docks. This will reduce your terror. You might run into trouble. Or romance. A new recruit. Who awaits your attention? The Carnelian Exile. My lady, I know the way. Let me show you. The Exile is a first officer who increases mirrors and pages. For 50 echoes. The Tireless Mechanic. Afternoon. Oh, me when I'm on the vegetable aisle of the lettuce. I do say lettuce a lot. Ready to offer my services? I'm an engineer, finest you'll ever hire. Treat engines like my own children. Not that I have children. Too busy. I'm usually busy. The Tireless Mechanic increases veils and fuel efficiency. And this will simply increase your crew by 1. Fuel efficiency sounds spectacular. For 50 echoes, I got 480 of them shits. Spot of rust. Soon see to that. You there, help me with this spot of rust. Point your new officer by dragging him from the officers tab to his slot at the top of the screen. Do this in port, not at sea, or you may unsettle your crew. Chief Engineers. Veils +8 and fuel efficiency +5%. Right-click to speak. Invite him to dine with you. His tastes are Spartan. He eats a little, drinks only water, barely sleeps at all. Or increase your veils. Spend a secret to improve your veils unless it's higher than 150. For now, I want to go to the university. Quite impressed. Oh, yes. The university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh, yes. This is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to you. He, explains, teeth glinting. We have gained 1 pages. Exceptional. The alarming scholar is mercurial, to say the least. A creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly her appointment as University Maritime Liaison was precautionary to keep his razor-sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah, yes, the scholar whispers breathily. I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought me? If you have any knowledge items that the scholar will buy, they'll appear below. A Z story, a searing enigma, a dread surmise. If you choose this option, the scholar will become permanently unavailable. What is a searing... An extraordinary implication? Well, I've already sold that off. Ask about the Whisper locked box. Or leave. Well... We have a Z story, might as well give it over. Thrilling! Let me hear every detail. First I must find my fountain pen. Oh, how regrettable. It has a spider impaled on the nib. Excuse me. Good heavens! It's still alive! Pass me that volume of Gibbon. There we go. Do you have another pen? 10 echoes. Not bad. Ask about the Whisper locked box. Cobweb, light silver tumblers will align if the words are right. But what are the words? Perhaps the makers of the box will know. Play Fall in London to find the Whisper... Oh! I have an idea where it's from. But it's a long way there, and I may be wrong. So perhaps... I rather like the box. Perhaps you should simply sell it to me. Sell for 100 echoes, or politely... Well, we are going... My plan is to go back to the Salt Lions and do that Sphinx Stone run. That seems profitable. So let's politely refuse. Irem, I'd say. The Iremi like locks. They like puzzles. They can make things that are, honestly, implausible. The city is perched on Parabola's rim, like a hummingbird on the finger of a god. Go to Irem. Perhaps they can open it for you. Perhaps they can tell you how. In the far northeast from London. Interesting. Okay, we need to buy fucking fuel. Let us... Yeah, let's go ahead and buy 10. and buy some supplies as well. 100 echoes free. Seems reasonable. Okay, torpedo components. We already have this gun. This is the, ooh, wait. We could get that. Hull damage plus 8, life damage plus 8, hull damage plus 24! Seaworm torpedoes are small but lethal. Oh, cost 1 torpedo components per use. Okay, so these are torpedo guns. No, that one isn't. That one isn't either. Okay, alright. We do definitely still need quite a bit more echoes, but we might be able to get that with this Sphinx Stone. And then there's all of this, which are forward weapons, and, as well as deck weapons. Okay, okay. And our ship only has one of those spots, doesn't it? It has deck and bridge. Ooh, also engines. Ooh, wait, we can upgrade our engines, can't we? At the Iron and Misery Company, okay. Engine power plus 100 engine, okay, alright. Cargo security, this will help protect against acquisitive passengers and over-lively cargo. Okay, so we can also buy engine upgrades and lamp upgrades. An adequate device for seeking enemies. Okay, alright. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. For now, though... Okay, and we should rather do something to decrease our terror, I would believe. Carouse in Wolfstack Docks. Let's go for it. A marvelous night out. Sea shanties, fine food, and the warmth of a pub fire. And something more. That night in Wolfstack, you find yourself sharing a table with... Oh, okay. She tipsily claims to be a spy. Whatever she is, she's easy to like. And when the evening ends, you're still... Okay, so this is giving us romance options. An elegant fellow with a Presbyterian accent and an unexpectedly delighted laugh. By the evening's end, it seems natural that he should accompany you home. I think I'd much rather like to keep my options open for the moment. You'll take comfort where you find it, but that's all it is. Together you exercise the chill of the Neath. When you wake, you're alone. But that's how you've always preferred it. Okay. And then... Oh, yes, rest in a room above the blind helmsman. Let's do that to reduce terror as well. Oh, only by 1? Okay. Restful... Okay, alright. The rats keep you awake of nights with their muttering and skirmishing, but the bed is warm, and the door has a lock. Okay, okay. Okay, let us be off. To the Salt Lions, right up there. Oh, our ship probably also does need repairs at some point, doesn't it? I'm sure we'll be fine. I will investigate you later. I've got work to do. The air trembles. A breath of change passes. We definitely want to keep our terror low, because it is at 21, and I do not particularly want to know what happens if it gets too much farther up. afford to go a little bit faster. Shepherd's Wall, yep. Haven't investigated this place yet, but... Azalea raises her head, sniffs sharply. Blood on the wind. Let's use our Z-Bat. See if it has to say anything. Shepherd Isles is some distance to the southeast. Okay. Ah, yes, okay. This vibe is phenomenal. I do so much enjoy this game. We arrive at the Salt Lions. And Zeal Port. Oh. Far off. Very far off. Someone screams. The Salt Lions. Okay, first, since we have something awaits you, visit the Unmakers. Muscular pick wielders rest on camp stools. I guess we can also just make another port report. Cool. Muscular pick wielders rest on camp stools, watching you approach, passing hip flasks around. An unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. We get funding from the bazaar, it's true, but Station 4? I wouldn't call us Station 4. It's a little grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary or occult ballast. Most of them. Some go to places under the bazaar. More tea cakes. Delightful. Carry Sphinx Stone to London. If the stones weep, the Unmaker advises you, ignore them. Unless they flood your hold, of course. Then you should probably drop them overboard. Don't tell anyone I said that. The Unmakers have smashed these sad and rubbly remnants off the flanks of a salt lion. A contact in London will purchase them. Let us be off and do that, then. Yeah, it's cool and cozy, but also it's got, like, that nice Lovecraftian kind of vibe. Okay, and since this thing has been bothering me so much, a Submariner tutorial. How to acquire a submarine. Her Majesty's Admiralty has sworn off submarine exploration. However, you've heard tales of unofficial research into submarine travel being conducted in her distant colony. Travel to the southern coast and follow it east to find Port Carnelian. There, you will learn how to convert your ship into a submarine. Okay. We'll get to that when we get to that. Well, I was faintly considering heading down to the Shepherd Isles, but also I'm not about to do that when we are full up on cargo, so. Going the right way, yes? Okay, well, we are cutting through this space a little bit, but I think that's fine. While we're here, tell you a little bit about Fallen London. So basically, Fallen London, the game, is what came before all of this, and what sort of established the world that this game takes place in. In that game, you're not a sailor. You are a citizen of Fallen London. And it's a kind of like... It's kind of like a visual novel, but like without visuals. It's oh. Excellent. Okay, we did suffer 5 damage. We'll slightly reduce terror. Our terror is at 20. Yeah, let's do that. Anyway, so basically, it's like a visual novel, but like without any visuals. It's just writing. It's a whole lot of reading. It's more like a choose-your-own-adventure book, actually, but with like some RPG-style elements. You have stats, not these 5 stats, different stats, that you can increase and that are occasionally tested. And it is basically just a bunch of exploring the city of London and seeing what there is to see. You can marry a squid person in that game, I remember that. It's free to play, just on fallenlondon.com, pretty sure. And, oh, I am low on supplies. Once I run out, my crew will begin to starve. That is true. Oh, that's Hunter's Keep down there. The glam lamp at the prow frizzes. Arcs. But yeah, and also, in Fallen London, you can undergo the quest known as seeking Mr. Eaton's name. If you've heard anything about Fallen London, it is probably the matter of seeking Mr. Eaton's name. It is kind of one of the most popular things that Fallen London does, even though it's a pretty minor part of it. And it is essentially a side quest of sorts that that not only encourages you to, but actively requires you to utterly destroy yourself and everything you care about. And I think that any game that, hello, are you, be you friend or foe? You don't seem to be foe. Got it. But yeah, and I think that any game that is willing to include a side quest where like nothing good happens ever, and yet the tantalizing promise of secrets unlike that which you are ever able to find elsewhere, still encourages you to press on in spite of the game literally telling you to stop. I think a game like that's worth my respect. And we will see if this game is similarly willing to do such things. An inspection by the Ministry of Public Decency. Some things are too illegal for the Customs Service to admit the existence of. The Ministry are here looking for those. Such as red honey, a gift for the Pirate King, or red honey. Oh, that's a firkin and that's a vial. Or we could bribe them for 500 echoes if we did have something like that. They leave scuff marks on the newly scrubbed decks and take great pleasure in tangling the rigging. They find nothing more dangerous than a moldy ship's biscuit. Okay, we are returning from London. Woohoo! Oh, okay, someone else just... Roser's Wharf once again. Where might we deposit our... Ah, yes, deliver Sphinx Stone. Special constables. Black uniforms, distinctive caps, a badge of the Ministry. Okay, so those guys that we found before. Wait with a cart. Sign. Sign. Here's a receipt. Here's your discretion contract. Here's a penalty contract. Your vision is blurred by the end of it all. The cart rumbles off into the coiling fog. Here's your reward. We have delivered Sphinx Stone for 500 echoes! Ooh, that's good shit. Profit of 300. We love to see that. I wonder if we can do it again. That would be wonderful. A new recruit? The Brisk Campaigner. You need a real physician, none of your surgeons. A skilled doctor who increases hearts and iron. The haunted doctor who increases hearts and pages, rather. We will see later, perhaps. Let us submit that port report from the Salt Lions. Okay, so we do still gain echoes and fuel from doing that. We have a new accomplishment. You've seen what happened? Okay. Interesting, interesting. What's going... we don't really have anything. A jovial contrarian is purchasing long boxes. A dauntless temperance campaigner is purchasing live specimens. A visit to Clathermont's tattoo parlor. You're a real Zaylor now, after all. You could go to one of those tobacco and prey places by the docks, but the prices at Clathermont's are reasonable, and his daughters are real artists. But what sign will you choose? The dauntless hand, the wheel of mists, the unflinching eye, the splendor, the gambit. Remain unblemished. If you wanted memories on your skin, you'd be a squid. Okay, so this will cure up to 25 points of terror and give us a stat increase. We do have one to do right now, but I don't know. We'll explore our options there. We have surgeon, gunnery officer, and cook spots. A merchant venturer. I have need of a reliable agent. Failing that, an inventive one. Are my requirements. He has very specific needs, but he'll pay much better than market rates. I won't ask how you came by these things. Okay, something romantic and approved. Approved romantic literature. Or something romantic and smuggled. Something silky. I'll offer you a much better price than you'll get at Wolfstack. Much better. 1,500 echoes for the lot. You'll find Silken Savior's Rocks far to the east, or in the Khanate, near the Z's heart. Okay. Interesting. Anything from you? No. More crew. Put your ship to dry dock. Yeah, I kinda need that. If you're badly damaged and short of money, this is worth a go. This will completely repair your hull. That's for 100. Or I could get it with 25 by calling in some Admiralty favors. Or employ Ratus Faber engineers. Let's completely repair our hull with those 3 Admiralties favors. I think that's all well and good. All shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. Very quickly. Excellent. Okay, now that we are back and we have much more money, let's get a better gun. Actually... Okay, that's just our ship. Cramped and fragile, but remarkably nippy. Okay. It is faster. This one, like a small, swift, and formidable, like a very angry vole. And this is a merchant cruiser, a frigate, and a dreadnought. Okay. For now, I think, well, let's buy some more supplies, first of all. And some fuel. And let's see here, That's... okay, this is a deck weapon, like what we already have. This one is definitely quite a bit better. An aft weapon. We don't have an aft slot. This is the next best deck weapon, but that's 500 echoes. And then the engine upgrade is 500. Okay, let's do this. I want to know if we can run the Sphinx Stone again. Because if we can, that would be spectacular. A weapon of respectable power. Let us do that and sell off our old gun. Beard. No. Hold. Yes. Where is it? Have I not bought it? It's a deck weapon. I have a deck slot. Where is it? Oh, okay, it just didn't show up. Cool. Excellent. Okay. Let's do this again. Lost 5 terror. Sea shanties, good companionship, and the warmth of a pub fire. Excellent. Okay. And also we can hire on another officer, perhaps. Skilled doctor who increases hearts and iron. Increases hearts and pages. Esoteric and occasionally practical knowledge. Let's hire on the brisk campaigner. Don't you have anywhere cleaner? Well, if I must do it myself, where can I find a mop? Okay. She's marched with armies and cured generals. Don't annoy her. Can increase your hearts by spending a secret. Invite her to dine. Okay, okay. Okay. What do you... increase your veils? We can increase hearts, veils, or mirrors. The quicker you can find a firing solution in combat, that seems helpful. The Navigator likes to talk about the Z. He has long opinions on its beauties, its dangers, its salinity, its depths, and its contents, and the rest. Every other sentence starts with the Z. Z, Z, Z. After a while, you reach the point of semantic satiation, and the word Z means no more to you than the word Zop. But you seem to have learnt something. Okay. Let's be off. And let us go back to the Salt Lions. This is... yeah, I was about to say. I know another person who's named Z in my jazz choir. So that's also funny. So here's the plan. The plan is to head back to the Salt Lions, make the Sphinx Stone run once again, and then once we're back in London, stock the fuck up. And then we will go to the south, I think. The right way, yes? Yes, okay. I can just lean back, relax, take a sip of my water. That's kind of what I enjoy about this game. Honestly, I might just like start a new file and just like play some of this in my spare time. You can just set a course and just let the ship fly. Turn a little bit here. Okay, that should be the correct bearing. Oh yes, the Shepherd Isles. That is a... Where is that in relation to... We'll head to the Shepherd Isles on our way back, I think. Oh, I do have cargo space, yes? Yes, I do. Okay. But yes, another thing about the Neath that is relevant to know. Someone back in London mentioned the Khanate. Fallen London is not the only city to have been what the, hello? I do not think that we should have a tussle. No! It is not time for crab yet. Let's maybe head over here. And maybe get the jump on that guy in a little bit. Oh, there's fog and a Corvette there. Ugh. Okay, once we get over there, we will see if it is time for crab. If that crab is still present. Okay. Let's visit the Unmakers again. Drop some terror. That's nice. Carry Sphinx Stone to London again. Cool. All right, so you can just do that as many times as you want. That's like hellaciously profitable. So that's really great, honestly. All right. I think it's time for crab. No, hold on. Let's be reasonable about this. Hull damage plus the life damage is 14 to 18, so it would take like 10 shots. And I think the crab deals more damage to us than we do to it. So I think we'll need to save that trip to the Shepherd's Isle for later, perhaps. If it was one of the smaller ones, we saw one of the smaller ones earlier. If it was one of those, then it would be fine. Yeah, sure, I'll click on the Z-Bat icon. There's fog there. I don't think we should... Oh. Turn out the lights. Don't mind us. Just a sailing along. Okay. Excited. Oh, well, okay. If it's fucking bats, that's fine. See, bats are fine. Bats are easy. Blue lightnings crawl leisurely up the funnel. Saint Erasmus dancing. The cry goes up. Let us slightly reduce terror. We don't want terror going up. That is not good. Our bearing is true, yes? Yes. So once we head back to London, I am going to spend ample amounts of echoes on fuel and supplies and perhaps another officer to round out our roster. But mostly fuel and supplies. And then, let me grab a port report on Hunter's Keep while I'm here. Oh, I should have done that with the Salt Lions too. Oh, I would have gotten another fuel out of that. Oh well. There we go. Saving the something awaits you for London, I think. Actually, how far away is... Wait, no, Vanderbilt is quite a ways up there. Wait, is that a port? Hold on. Low Barnet is a port, apparently. Let's have a look. Are we sure that it's a... I mean, apparently it's like... Right? Oh, it's underwater. Might only be a port for, like, submarines. That would make sense. Ugh. But yeah, I don't quite recall what my experience was when I think I remember my first experience playing this game. I think I found one of those corvettes, one of those guys, tried to fight it, got my ass handed to me, and died. I think that is what happened to me. So, not great. Time for crab. Well, if it's gonna run away, then I guess it isn't time for crab. Alright. Okay. Fucker. An electric shiver to the air. Storm is watching, the sailors would say. It is and always has been time for crab. When is it not a good time for crab? I agree. Okay. Alright. Collect messages from the harbor master. Yes, yes. Okay. Deliver Sphinx Stone. Okay. Visit the survey office. Talk to them about Hunter's Keep. Get that free fuel. We don't have anything else of interest in our hold, do we? No, not really. Well, we do have recent news. Okay. Savior's Rocks far to the east, or the Connate near the Z's heart. That's where you are. I know that there was something else. Yes. Irem is to the very northeast. Our sly navigator was interested in Frostfound, which is to the far north. And there was something else. Our journal, perhaps. Objective. And Admiralty... Oh, right. We have the Iron and Misery Funging Station somewhere not far from Home Waters. We also have Bring Wine to Venderbite, which we could theoretically do now, but perhaps not. And then also... this one as well. The Cumaean Canal and the Iron and Misery Fung. Okay, alright. So we will see if we can find the Funging State. I'm assuming that's with a hard G. The station to the southeast-ish. Let us first carouse in. Oh, we were unlucky. Lost 3... You wake in the back room of Gaston's lampery, head pounding. You had something to drink, but beyond that, it's a little hazy. Your knuckles are bloody. Your blood, you think. And your shirt bloody likewise. Probably not yours, unless your blood is slick and greenish. You've had better nights out. A difficult brew, Gaston says gnomically. Okay, well, we still lost terror, but just not as much, I suppose. Any new recruits? The Presbyteriate Adventuress. Afternoon, my lady. Looking for a gunnery officer? I'd like to help you blow up some monsters, if you'll have me. Maybe's daughter. Hello, where are you headed? On second thoughts, I don't mind. Can I come aboard? Yes, I'm an engineer, but I'm an engineer in a hurry. As an engineer, we do already have an engineer. She increases Vale's iron engine power. You just have Vale's and fuel efficiency. Presbyterian Adventuress, who increases iron and Vale's. Sure! Oh, hello, Captain. Is this one of yours? I did knock her about a bit. She didn't like taking orders from foreigners. Still, we're good friends now. The adventuress claps the black-eyed sailor on the back. Oddly enough, they do seem to be friends now. Exceptional. Perhaps she isn't afraid. Perhaps she's afraid of being forgotten. She isn't afraid of much else. Exceptional. Okay, let's take a look at the shops. Let us buy 10 fuel and 10 supplies. 5 more fuel to be on the safe side. We do go through quite a bit of that. And 100 echoes left over. I think that's good. Okay, Wolfstack Exchange, just taking a look here. Okay. Scintillac, Devilbone Dice, Muter Salt, Zoop. Royal Blue Feather, approved romantic literature. The revenue men have removed the most challenging elements and applied a custom stamp to the title leaf. We also have, okay, Caminus Yards, which is just... The dangerously jovial Mr. Fires manufactures the most intimidating, least carefully tested devices. This is our engines and our lamps. Okay. I think with that... Let's talk to you, see if you have anything. Okay. Increase your iron. It might hurt. You can't choose this option if badly... Okay, alright. Okay. Let us be off. Zoop. With 2 Z's. Switch off the lights for right now. We're in London. We don't need lights. We have the comforting lights of home. Wait, is that... Okay, that's just a canal or river or some such. A dam, that's it. That's what I was thinking of. Zoop. It's like an onomatopoeia, almost. A brisk spatter of spray. The undersea is relentless. Yesterday was Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh, there's fog in those waters, and I don't quite like the look of it. What are you over there? Also, these are some very interesting looking rocks. Zoop. Discovered Rowena's rocks. You are now well provisioned. Try venturing further from London. Yes, yes, will do. What are you up to? What are you? A light ship. Its clear, bright beam warms the way. When speak to the crew, they long for news of home or purchase fuel. They have a little spare, but it's twice the usual price. Okay. Well, we have some recent news. Lost 5 terror and now have 1 Z story. Interesting. In the bleaching glare of the lens, among the smells of oil and metal, you sip tea and chat. The Z's terror recedes. Cool. Just a neat little way of getting some terror reduction. A little bit of that. Hey, Z-Bat. Got anything for me? Mutton Island is some distance to the south. How far to the south? That far to the south? Let's go to the south. Okay, we still have quite a bit of distance to the south. Discovered Mutton Island. Hello? Jellyfish. Ah, oh, damn it. Thought I would miss. Ha! Oh, damn it, what? It curved at the end. I thought it would just be a straight line. Oh, right, I can steer the ship backwards. Okay. Perhaps you can eat it. Better yet, perhaps your sailors can. Okay, just got a nice little bit of supplies from that. Good. Our hull has suffered some damage, but that's fine. That's fine. What's that? What's that over there? Well, it's not Mutton Island, but it definitely seems to be something. Discovered the Sisterhood. Abbey Rock. Hello? Oh, hide officers. Okay. Be you friend or foe? It's a lighthouse. Got it. Probably not a foe. A sailor is praying. Here the grim sisters' lair. A black spit of an island, far away from anywhere anyone would want to go. And that's how the Sisterhood likes it. Here stands their fortress covenant. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this. Trade supplies. The Sisterhood will pay a fair price for supplies, not a good price, mind. Compile a port report. Nothing is happening. The sisters watch us. We feel their eyes. The sea crashes on the rocks, withdraws. The fortress stands stolid as the last year of a century. The greatest peril you risk here is a certain purpleness of prose. Offer a gift. Search the surroundings. Okay. Watch the Covenant. We have something awaits us. Like huge and deadly herons, the sisters stalk along the very tops of the walls. You watch through a spyglass as they leap and whirl, slashing at each other with a variety of frightening weapons. God! One of them just turned a somersault. Feeling sleepy? Okay. I hope you enjoy sleeping. May you be lulled to sleep by the stories that we have told here on the Sunless Sea. We have no recent news. Okay. Search the surroundings. You can't be the first to come here. Someone died here, far from home, long enough ago that their flesh is gone. A visager, by the look of their, frog mask. The mask will be worth a bit. The skull would look good on a mantelpiece. And what's this map? Once per game, something pleasant will happen. Interesting. The Dark Spectacled Admiral will want to see this if your Admiralty's favor is high enough. Lamentable relic and outlandish artifact. If you've made an ironclad will, you can convert a collection of these into an heirloom for your successor. No shops. Okay. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Let us be off, and okay, Mutton Island is this way. Mutton Island. Why would you name an island after mutton? Well, while we are venturing, it's time for crab. Discovered Quaker's Heaven. Two damage. Alright, get over here. Dissect it for knowledge, butcher it for supplies. Dissect it. You set to work with your knives and acids. It is an undistinguished adolescent species, a megalops, of one of the deep-sea crab species, but its eyes, normally vestigial in these troglodytic beasts, are rather large and rather beautiful. The golden glow is almost gone now, although sparks leap now and then to your night. Interesting. We have entered a fog bank. We sure have. Oh, the sailors don't like this. Oh. It is once again time for crab. There's another crab right over there. Just swarming with them. The crew will feast. That glowing flesh is unstable. It crisps and withers. Oh, okay, so that doesn't give us a supply, but it presumably just decreases the crew's hunger. Interesting, interesting. Let's make it over here to Mutton Island. On the surface, the sun still warms the earth. Or so one assumes. Fires on the hillside. Quaker's Haven. Once, this simple fishing village was part of London's suburbs. Before London fell, and the waters rushed in. Smoke spirals from cottage chimneys. A lonely hill rises behind town. Drinks at the Cock and Magpie. Explore the shore. Pick up a wretched Mog. It's a cat. Chat to the fishermen. They sail the Z around the island. They mend their nets by the harbor. They see all that happens here, but you'll need coin to open their mouths. Visit the hilltop above town. There's not much wind on the Untersee, but Mutton Island suffers eerie gusts and buffets from an inexplicably local fragment of weather, and the air on the hilltop sometimes carries interesting scents. Buy supplies. Buy fuel. Okay. Let us visit the hilltop above town. You stand on a cliff top, looking over the little village. Smoke from the chimney of the Cock and Magpie drifts straight upwards as you watch the smoke tilt. The sudden wind thins it to a pencil smudge, then nothing. The wind screams unexpectedly, like a god cut in half. What a noise! It must be the caves around the island channeling the air. At least that's the most comforting explanation. Below you, the locals each take nips from a shared flask and make a toast towards the mainland. The wind is a southerly. Okay. And chat to the fishermen. Pirates plying the waves. Smugglers at their work. Khanate ships putting in to resupply. Nothing dramatic, but enough to interest the Admiralty. Only one public house on the island. Okay, this decreases terror. We have 21. For 20 echoes. Where are the shops? No shops. It's our whole... Oh, yeah. Tonight they're serving rubbery lumps, the Mutton Island way. They make them down in London, but they're not the same. They are like gristle, if gristle could be golden. Saltier than any decent food should be, but somehow you can't stop eating them. It's the well water, see? Slurs a young man who's been making friends with cider. Can't make proper rubbery lumps without a proper well, stands to reason. We look after the well here, treat it right. And the drowned man looks after us. The landlord comes over, slaps the young fellow, and takes his cider away. Interesting. That was 50 echoes. I thought we would only pay 20. Well, off we go. Discovered Murray Straits. Let us see if the Z-Bat has anything to say. Nope, okay. That's well alright. Little ships throng the waters here. The crew grow wistful. They swamp old stories of sunlit sea. We draw near to the Cumaean Canal. The way to the surface. This was where that fellow with the eyes of ruby wanted to be, was it not? I believe that the canal lies to the west, near the shore. The Cumaean Canal is some distance to the southwest. Now we can reduce our hunger a bit here. Save us a unit of supplies. Excellent, excellent. Cumea Canal is over this-ish way. Oh, I have marked it on my chart. Discover the Cumean Canal. Ah, there it is. Discovered Albertine Gates. Distant bells. Where is the port around here? I wonder. So yeah, to explain a little bit more of the lore, the deal with the surface is that the Neath is underground. It's where London was stolen by bats, you see. But, the thing is that anyone who dies in the Neath, first of all, they don't die exactly, as we've learned, but also, anyone who does so, if they are to head up to the surface, will die of the sunlight up there. The sunlight becomes as anathema to them. Such is the Neath's presence upon them. A strange thing. The canal ascends through locks and gates and shadowed turns to the light of the surface. Assist the gnomic gallivant in an enterprise of dubious legality. Unlocked with... Oh, you need 22 fuel, huh. The sun is dangerous to Neath dwellers like your crew, but the surface has its temptations. A riddle. There are 10 individuals in a room, one of whom is an ancient tyrant. How can you distinguish him? Answer, burglarize a private library for a picture of him beforehand. As dinner bells sound throughout the port, you carry a ladder to one of the long-moored, half-legal ship hostels. You prop the ladder to a porthole of what the Gallivant assures you is a cabin of a French diplomat. You ascend swiftly, leaving you to carry the ladder away. Half an hour later, the Gallivant is back on your deck. He polishes his ruby cuffs. I have seen the face of eternity printed in ink. It was a terrible face. Interesting. Gather information for a port report. Many ships pass this way, but perhaps you'll pick up something they missed. The gates open and shut. The locks remain free from sabotage. If anywhere besides London is safe in all the Untersea, it's here. The surface nations have an interest in keeping the way open. Yeah, so all of the political entities in the north, or on the surface, still exist, and they know that London was stolen by bats. There's some interesting diplomacy that happens there. The ships of the surface linger here. This is their lifeline to a warmer place. This would be a prime spot for a pub or wine shop, but the interests of the Echo Bazaar and the laws of London prevent it. They don't like competition. Still, there are temporary half-legal hostelries in long-moored ships. Here you trade stories with suntanned surface sailors. Stories of Paris and Batavia, the lost fires and the final isles. Most interesting. Now, let's see if we can't find that funging station. We have plenty of the fuel and supplies for it. Let me take a big stretch. Let's actually head over this way. Hope everyone's doing well and enjoying our voyage. Oh, Z, you missed it. The fog's rolling in. Let's maybe make our way out of that. But Z, you missed it. I sang a little sea shanty to start the stream off. I felt it appropriate. And speaking of singing, I have been thinking about doing, like, a karaoke stream, because that's apparently a thing that people do. But, like, I don't know. Just because, like, that seems like it would be a DMCA nightmare. Creeping tendrils of fungus. Z-weed. Unnameable flora. We entered the snare. Hello? On the horizon, a sickly yellow light glimmers for a moment, then fades. What is this? That thought that I was having will have to wait. What is this over here? The Labyrinth of Eels. Most interesting. Okay, so further back up that way is Abby's Rock again. But where is that funging station? Okay, how far? Okay, we should probably head back upwards-ish. I think that our... yeah. Z-bat again, perhaps? Nope. Ah, well that was a delightful little bit of sightseeing, but now it is back to the open Z with us. Crap. Exceptional. Let us butcher it once more. Okay. Let's maybe pick up the pace a little bit. That is... oh, what is that? What is this place? Station 3, Depot A. Interesting. And something awaits you in port. A tiny breeze stirs your hair and dies. We may infer a Station 1 and a Station 2. We may conjecture a Station 4. Machinery hums behind high steel walls. Up the hill, there are visible outlines of warehouses and a building with a spire. But the lamps are low, where they burn at all, and your ship is the only one in harbor. Train your telescope on shore. Might be best to get a look from a distance. You stand on the high point of your ship and look to shore. There's a steepled building on the horizon, by far the largest thing in sight. No cross marks the top of it. nor any other symbol you recognize. Search for signs of other visitors. Your mirror's quality gives you a 36% chance of success. That's not a great one. The only way past the walls is the unimposing but sturdy-looking gate of triple-barreled silvery metal. A sign beside it reads deliveries. You'll need a long box to enter Station 3 and explore further. Noted, noted, noted. Okay, let me... Okay, let's take a look at our chart again. Let's head up to the north. Basically, my plan is to fill in the rest of this little bit of map and see if there is anything else to see. Maybe that funging station, perhaps. That would be great. What is that over there? Is that anything at all? Oh, what is that over there? Actually, that's light, which is better than a dusty old rock in the fog. A rock breaks the water like a surfacing Z-beast. No, it's a Z-beast! No, it's a rock. Oh, fuck. Don't mind us. Just moving along. Don't mind us. Wolf's Rift. Okay. Field Haven. Glitterstone Isle. No, 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 no. The Shepherd Isles. Well, I would like to go into port, but that motherfucker is making that an issue. So I suppose we'll not. Thornwell Croft. Okay, let us head back over this way. I think let us head back to London. We're in the area. Oh, full power to the engines. I know what full power to the engines is. Excellent. Excellent. Terror 30. Oh, that's not the button I meant to press. I meant to press this. Do we have anything of interest in our hold? Okay, so we have an outlandish artifact, a lamentable relic, a revelatory chart, a vision of the surface, and a bunch of port reports. Good. Good, good. I hear the sounds of food being assembled by my roommates. This is the right way into the port, right? I'm not crazy. Well, I am crazy, but I'm not crazy for that reason. Ah, this one again. Let us do this. First officer, take that man's name. But they're quiet. Soon enough. Okay. Drop down by a terror. Good, good. Time to dock. Collect messages from the harbor master. Okay. Restless nights. In the watches of the night, you pad softly past the hatch to the crew quarters. A man cries out in his sleep, desperately. Another. Inquire about their dreams the next morning. Pages 63%. I like those odds. I failed! Good. Eyes in the face. The whole Neath lit up like a snuffer mask. There's something in the roof, Captain. It's the roof! It's watching us! Eyes into face! Eyes into face! You have him subdued. No discipline this time. But you require your first officer to keep an eye on him. Okay. Delightful. We are heading to the Admiralty Survey Office. Excuse me, let me just call a colleague in. This is my colleague, Mr. Villain, of the Ministry of Public Decency. Mr. Villain, this good captain's report is here. If we would care to... Yes, the fire is already lit. Let us... There we go. Now only ashes remain, and it might have caused such a lot of trouble. Thank you, Captain. We appreciate your discretion. Here is your payment. You need not trouble yourself further in this affair. How fascinating. Abbey Rock. We categorize it as a military installation, you know, although that has occasioned some quite vigorous debate. Okay, we got 20 echoes and another fuel. Quaker's Haven. Been trying the original rubbery lumps, have we? We have. Okay, Dark Spectacled Admiral. You have some vital intelligence, a revelatory chart. Let's find out if it's real. He scrutinizes the chart minutely through a lens. He doesn't, you notice, remove the dark spectacles. It passes muster, he remarks. The usual fee applies. 425 echoes. Good. We have another port report to submit here, the Cumaean Canal. Well, if you've been there, I suppose we may as well hear about it. The fee is nominal, though. Got 5 echoes, that's fine. Perhaps not. The Wheel of Mists, the Unflinching Eye, the Splendor, something to recall brighter day. The Wheel of Mists. Commemorate your sailor's skills. The gold needle pricks. Lady Clathermont hums. The design is complete. A ship's wheel, but with a curious elaboration to the design, like an optical illusion. We are not the messenger, but the message, Lily intones. You frown. She dimples. Oh, all right, that's just something Mr. C says to sound impressive. I don't know what it means. But I quite like the design. The Wheel of Mists. Interesting, interesting. Okay, our terror has dropped way the fuck down now, which is exceptional. Do I have anything for you? A lamentable relic and an outlandish artifact. Not a scientific curiosity necessarily, but the scholar has a collection. Or something. This would be so terribly wasted in an ossuary. He buffs the cranium with a sleeve. I think a climbing briar rose will suit this one rather well. A yellow rose, perhaps. Thank you so much. Let's keep this between ourselves. Gained 5 echoes, but Favor's Antiquarian has increased to 2. Now, what about that outlandish artifact? We have something like that, he declares. But not very like that. Interesting. I have some ideas about suitable fees. 100 more echoes. Okay, okay. Anything of interest in the rose market? Let's usher in a new day at the rose market and perhaps new buyers. Let's do that. Puppet plays press on uninterrupted. Personal collections grow. Words written in fogged mirrors are hastily wiped away. The exotic exchanges pollinate dreams. Unread log, a consignment of scintillac. Nothing of interest. Anything going on in London? A new recruit. The Carnelian Exile. You increase mirrors by 1. You probably increase mirrors and pages significantly more. I'll have the Carnelian Exile. Here I am. A ship, I suppose, is both always here and never there, because there becomes here. Good. Glad. Yeah, mirrors +6, pages +3. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, nice little buff to our stats now. Put your ship in dry dock. Badly damaged and short of... only 20. 75 echoes, that is pretty hefty. Okay, let's buy some more supplies. Don't have quite enough for the next deck weapon, nor do I have enough for the next engine. I mean, I could do another Sphinx Stone run to get enough for the next engine, but I think that I should be moving on, I think. Let us be off. Okay, let us examine our charts here. See what places might need going to. Maybe there's something in here, or perhaps over here. Let us see. Ah, and now the fog has lightened up. Good, good, good. Oh, hello. Who might you be? No one. You are gone. Goodbye. I guess they just had things to do. Guess they just had places to be. Crap. A simple matter. We are on the right path, yes? Yes. This is going alarmingly well. Okay, let's go ahead and stop by Mutton Island. Compile a port report. Might as well, while we're here. Gives us something to look forward to when we head back to London. Chat to the fisherman. Okay. Okay, and perhaps somewhere in here will be something else worth seeing. Cool rocks. That's always worth seeing. Little ships thronged... Oh, okay. Well, we have already read that, actually. No need to read it again. What is this over here? Ah, it's the labyrinth once again, I believe. Oh, this music is so delightful. Wonder who did it. I always, like, whenever there is any music in a game that I end up finding and is like, oh, it's so cool, I always try to track down the soundtrack and, like, who the composer was. Oh? Some sort of beetle has invaded your morsel of ship's biscuit. It waggles its antennae impertinently. Discovered crab cake! Good. Very glad. Very, very glad. Z-Bat, what do you Z? Nothing. Cool. Oh, jelly fleur. You need not bother yourself. You need not concern yourself with us. The scent of the Z. Salt and frost and cellars. Black spices. The Z here is warm. Bubbles rise and burst with lazy menace. The fire in the earth is restless. There's this line here. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if that has to do with, like, the randomization of the map. Oh, what have we here? Still nothing, huh? Well, definitely seems like there's something around here. Strange things. Wonder if it'll explain any of it to us. It would seem not. No narration to explain why the earth cracks and oozes blood with magma-strewn veins. Oh, that seems like potentially... No, that's just more rocks. What's this over here, though? Is it just yet more rocks? See a light. Hello. You don't seem to be a foe. Oh fuck, you are! Oh shit, you are! Do not notice me, do not notice me. We're running a little bit, well, not running exactly low on fuel, but we should probably start thinking about heading back to London. Oh, this damnable fog. I hope there's a port there. Discovered Saint's Haven. Pigmoat Isle is somewhere to the northwest. Oh, that's just this. Woohoo! Hey, Carnelian Exile, I haven't spoken to you yet. Well, we'll stop first. There's no habitation in sight, no market, only an old rotting dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp black earth, from which sprout stunted palms? Not quite. All fungal growths with frond-like caps, as if someone had sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. As you step onto the quay, you hear clamor, shouts, and shooting. You can see, off in the distance, smoke rising from beyond the hill and dots of fire flecking the horizon. Two tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, as if awaiting your approach. The following is an extract from the popular Diary of a Z Captain, from London to Irem and what we did there before we arrived, washed ashore on Mutton Island, and subsequently serialized in the Unexpurgated Gazette. The author's identity remains unknown. The tale of Pigmoat Isle, in which a delegation is made, a choice is presented, war is declared, a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded with tooth and claw. Chapter 1, The Delegation. The figures were rodents. To my left was Aratus Faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right, an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and breastplate, reminiscent of nothing so much as the high Middle Ages. The rat stepped forth first, and bowed. Welcome, Captain, to Rat Star Island. I am Edgar, second chief engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The rat stepped back at precisely the same moment. With what appeared to be the ease of a long habit, the guinea pig scuttled forward and made a declamatory chirp. Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Cavia. I am Lady Augusta Devereux Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches, seneschal to our King Gracenor, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The two stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. I spoke to the chief engineer. His eyes had a wave-cold glint to them, and he wore his scars like jewels. I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. We came to this island to make a home for ourselves away from London, its cats and snuffers, its rats in suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat. One moment, let me sip. The chief engineer nodded towards the distant hill. One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the rat star to our light, our beacon. But the pigs of Cavi saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them? I spoke to the seneschal. The seneschal cleared her throat with a delicacy to rival the Duchess's own before speaking. Grace nor the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months he had sojourned on the sea, conquered this land and won the southern main. Now no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind the mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance, assured shall be our glories in their fall, when our Lady's eye restored be to our hall. The seneschal composed herself, then added, We saw truth and beauty by the light of our Lady's eye on Mount Caveat, but the rats with their guns and their chatter and their peasants' politics stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are a rabble, and we will join them with the steel-shod velvet of our paw. Will you join us? I was ready to make my choice. So, we find ourselves with a choice as we come to Chapter 2, alike in dignity. We can either stand with the rats, the guinea pigs, or attempt to broker a peace. Personally, I'm quite fond of rats myself, and I can't say that I harbor generous thoughts towards nobility, aristocracy, monarchy. Devilish words to say if given someone who comes from a place such as I, but, well, we're far away from those waters now, aren't we? I think I will side with the chief engineer. I extended a finger to the chief engineer, who shook it grimly. The seneschal hissed and chattered her teeth in disgust, but kept her distant. You made the right choice, said the chief engineer. Let me show you around. The chief engineer led me to the northern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. We passed through a number of what could only be termed checkpoints, as fierce-eyed rats shouldered their derringers and saluted the chief engineer. Soon we came upon a small colony, smaller than some of the infestations I had encountered in London flats, perhaps only 50 Ratus Faber altogether, working diligently to fortify their side of the island. The first thing I noticed was a brilliant light, beaming out from a stump of chickenwood about 6 feet high. It bathed the whole settlement in a clean blue glow, and was almost too bright to look at. By its light I could see several raised mounds of earth, suggesting shallow tunnels. An efficient fishing operation was set up by the water, an albino rat mending nets, while others stabbed sharpened sticks into the waves. Further inland was a barracks, where a sergeant barked drills at a small squadron of fighters. My arrival drew attention, and several rats paused in their work to look at me curiously. Welcome to Marinia, said the chief engineer, voice warm with pride. It's not much to look at now, but it will be once we've rousted the cavies. Take a stroll around while I summon the war council. With that, he vanished into one of the mounds and left me to explore. I visit the rats' barracks. The drill sergeant appeared to be sizing me up. Were the few rats around her really all she had to launch an attack? I approached the drill sergeant and went so far as to salute her, which earned me a grunt of satisfaction. The sergeant dismissed her troops and offered me a bit of chickenwood jerky to gnaw on. There's more of us below ground, she explained, but not enough. The cavies are bigger, and there's more of them. We're better with weapons, but haven't got the stuff to make them with. Most of us came here as stowaways and brought nothing but food, tools, and the fur on our backs. We can fish, and we nibble the chickenwoods, but we can't make guns out of trees. The cavies came in with their own steamer, and seem to have endless supplies. We raid them sometimes, but there's so few of us, and we can never hold on to territory gained for long. But that's of no consequence. All we want is to be left in peace to build our republic. And the rat star, she added thoughtfully after a moment. Of course, we want that too. I took a closer look at the rat star. An excitable-looking rat was peering at it through smoky goggles, twitching her whiskers, and making notes on what appeared to be real paper. It's not a star, of course. Not really, but try explaining that to the others. The chief engineer doesn't want me working too hard to convince them. Says this is better for morale. But just look at it! Look! She offered me her goggles. I managed to work them over just enough of one of my eyes to see the truth of what she was studying. It was scintillac. But unlike any I'd seen before, blue as a sapphire, but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its color was tremendously soothing. The chief science officer tittered with pleasure as I handed her goggles back. Those of us who have been to the cavity side of the island and lived to tell of it say there's plenty of glow there, plenty of bright in the water all around, but nothing like this. We took this from the island's center, Mount Ararat. Only it's not a mountain, of course, any more than this is a star. It's hollow. There's sweet water inside, and coral crawling up all the walls. Crawling all up the walls of it. But nothing that glows, save this. It's ours now, and no one can take it from us. I headed down to the beach. Who ever heard of a rat mending a net? An albino rat smiled up at me from his mending work, looking dainty and a little shy. Chickenwood floats, especially when it's dried out and sealed, so we're able to paddle out a bit and cast our nets. We come up with all sorts of things, blind fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle. But the fishing would never be so good without the rat star. He beamed. I think it only draws good fish and keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That light is our livelihood. I finished my exploration. The bells of the war council rang. I was summoned. The chief engineer emerged from underground with a motley assortment of other rats. He introduced them as weapons experts, strategists, and field commanders. So you're going to help us beat the cavies, he said, a hard edge to his voice. But how, exactly? Could offer my strategic assistance. Determined to take the lead, I had nothing to offer but my advice. 58% chance. We engineered a distraction that the LBs could use to plunder the cavy ship and turn the tide in their favor. 58%. It's more than 50-50 odds. I'll take it. We failed. We pretended to take a rat hostage and approached the cavies as with a gift, demanding an audience with the seneschal. A battalion encircled us almost immediately. Their armor and helmets clanked as they purred and chattered amongst themselves. Well, well, said the seneschal, regarding me with what I supposed to be a smile. A reversal of fortune? How unlikely. I suppose you will have no trouble slitting this savage's throat on our behalf. My fraction of a moment's hesitation was all the confirmation the seneschal needed. See to the ship, she snapped, and half the party scurried to intercept the rats skulking aboard it, screaming war cries that curdled my blood. As for you, said the seneschal sweetly, thank you very kindly for your gift. I assure you it is most graciously received. More swiftly than I would have thought possible, the seneschal leapt onto the rat I held bound and sank her incisors into its chest. I escaped with my life, but found myself unable to forget how the rat screamed and writhed while the seneschal raised her face to me again, his liver gleaming obscenely in her mouth. We try again. Succeeded! I dressed up one of me sailors in a mess of shabby cloth smeared with prisoner's honey, and instructed him to roll around in the black earth of the island. Soon we had a glorious mud monster to send thrashing through the chicken woods towards the cavies. The distraction worked perfectly. The cavies diverted their force towards our makeshift beast, leaving the rats with very little opposition as they plundered the grounded ship. They returned triumphant, as did my sailor, laughing, having led the cavies a merry chase. Within a few hours, the rats' diligence had resulted in the building of a remarkable cache of weapons, with which they successfully routed their enemy. The rats, ever egalitarian, shared their spoils in addition to the promised food and fuel. Hail, Marinia! Okay, there's all of this stuff. A nation needs hope. If these reaches 0, bad things will happen on Pigmote Isle. A nation must build. A nation must be strong. We have 4 bales of parabola linen, 1 scintillac, 10 fuel! Ho ho ho! The house of Cavi had fallen. Marinia was triumphant. All that remained were the celebrations and the continuation of our voyage. Oh, how we feasted long into the night. Then, I invited one of the Ratas Faber to join us. I interceded on behalf of the Cavies. The wide dark Z beckoned. I invited one of the Ratas Faber to join us. After all, what's a ship without a few rats? The chief engineer couldn't leave his colony, but he relayed my request to his people. The albino rat I saw mending nets shyly stepped forward. "I'm good at fixing things," he said earnestly, "and I'd like to see more of the world." I waited for him to gather up some effects and say goodbye to his family before accompanying him on board. We had eaten our fill and our business was concluded. It was time to continue our voyage and see what other wonders and terrors still awaited us. The end. There. You finish your diary entry, and the final dregs of the rat's surprisingly good wine. They line up to salute you as you leave the victory banquet, escorting you to your new ship through the foundations of their new republic. A new nation has been founded. Time passes on the Neath's most adorable empire. We have Rat Kingdom! I am so glad! Hail Marinia! The Neath's most adorable nation scurries around your legs. Scintillac harvesters drag heavy bags of the island's bounty to their silos. Industrious rodents work hard on towering edifices, some of them almost neck-high. London will never believe a bloody word of this. Help Marinia solve a dilemma. What is this locked behind? Oh, we need something awaits you. Raise Pigmoat's Isle civilization for better price. Oh, so we can request repairs. Interesting. Visit the Cavi. Steal the Rat Star. Oh, would rather not. Visit the Cavi ghetto. Marinia has not been kind to its enemies. The survivors of the war have been sent to this swamp where they ponder their failure. Rat guards patrol from atop a spiked wall, passing the time by pelting the mud-slicked guinea pigs with sharp rocks. Smuggle food into the ghetto. The Cavies have little to offer except their gratitude. Success will improve Pigmoat Isle's spirit. Attempt to broker a union. Assist the Cavi revolution. This will guarantee your Rat Star, but will cost 5 veils. I'm afraid I don't have that much supplies to spare. Perhaps I'll come back later. Is there anything else I can do, though? No, not particularly. Later, then. For now, I think London awaits. And I think once I get back to London, that is where we shall end our voyage for the day. Let's just cut through the fog here. Very glad that we got all that fuel from the rats. I was looking a little bit concerned about our ability to reach London, but well, who am I to doubt the ingenuity and resourcefulness of little rat people? I am quite impressed by the fact that we haven't died yet. How many secret? We have 4 secrets. I should probably do something about that. Hey, you. She has the discomforting, even irritating, habit of answering your questions just before you finish speaking. Ask her to dine with you. Oh, she has a little fang. Huh. At last, salts some. Huh. Interesting. Increase your mirrors. She says little, but each word is placed like a pin in a map. You increase veils. You increase irons, and you increase hearts. Let's increase mirrors a little bit more. Excellent, excellent. Still need to find that funging station. You know what? We have the fuel. Oh, sizzling vapors rise from the sea. Time slips sideways. A coil of rope has stung a stoker, and his fellows beat it to death. We are under the hand of the Iron Republic. There's a whirlpool there. The Iron Republic, eh? Well, might as well stop by while we're here. There's a ship there. Hello. I think the Iron Republic is off to the coast, yes? Yep, some distance to the southwest. Right there. Yes. Let us go and have a chat. Discover the Iron Republic. Discovered Kugel's Bluff. I don't know if that one looks friendly. Let's turn the lights off, crew. Maybe wait for it to turn its gaze away from us. Yes, good. Things do not look the friendliest here. Admittedly. Hell's client state. Be wary. Their laws are not the laws of man or nature. Oh yeah, by the way, hell is real in fallen London. It's a place. London does business with it on occasion. Factory engines roar like false lions. Blood thunders in the dock pipes. Crimson lightning skitters across the deck, leaps to the rail, curls there like a cat. The city is reflected in glassy, calm harbor water. The citizens there have the heads of dogs and serpents. Hell has brought freedom to the Iron Republic. Freedom from all laws, even those of nature. Okay, you need terror 70? Your fears line up on the quay, waving like old lovers. The cannoneer is an officer who substantially increases iron. My lady, are you looking for a gunner? I'm looking for a ship. Here are my references. Here are more references. Here's my design for a whistling shell. Here's my colleague. He'll stay on shore. Here's my hand. Will you take it? We do already have a gunnery officer, but I enjoy you. Allow your sailors time ashore. Do they need shore leave this badly? Probably this will increase your terror. Perhaps something else horrible will happen. The Market of Hungers, with its spires and sigils. Is it a parody of the bazaar? Today, flies fill its arcades. Buzz, buzz. Compile a port report. It won't be entirely straightforward. The streets won't lie straight, and the ink freezes whenever you look away from the inkwell. The sensations of the Republic are overwhelming. There is a desire for years. That is a hatred for fountains. Here is an emotion that can only be expressed mathematically. Now you are awash with a nostalgia for the hatching of the egg. Write it down. Write it all down. Perhaps you'll be rid of it. Fund a tittering artificer's project. Unlock with a secret 7 Stygian armory and 12 devil-bone dice. Nearly ready, yes, nearly ready, I need more. You can have the prototype. When it's done, tick it, kill with it. I want to see what damage you can do. Ammunition will be difficult, it will cost you so much, but the weapon, oh, the weapon. Visit the shops tab. After this visit, the Parliament will no longer be here. The Republic will seek zoop and supplies instead. Oh, okay. The House of Pleasures. The flies will caress you with their wings. Hurry up and purchase something. Bale of parabola linen. Didn't someone want this? The Venturer. Didn't he? Oh no, it was spider silk, wasn't it? I can sell this stuff at Fallen London, though. How much did they buy it for again? Oh, I should have wrote it down. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I do not much care to have this go. Okay. Ah, parabola linen can be sold in London for 60 echoes. That's not much. That's not much at all. I can buy fuel for super cheap, though. Buy a judgment's egg. Is this a soul? It's pale and bright. Souls like this, they say, are the spores of strange gods. Well, I will go ahead and buy the fuel. That's a bargain! Ugh. Okay. I think that's good enough. Let us be off. Please don't notice me. Okay, we're good. Alright, and now it is just time for the voyage back up to fallen London. Does having, like, more crew members, like, do anything? Doesn't seem like it. My terror is really not doing great. You can lower it in certain points and slow its rise by staying close to land and keeping your prow light on. Ah. Maybe there'll be some way to reduce terror up at the canal. So I've noticed how terror works is that this just kind of goes around in a circle, and once it does a full circle, that's when terror goes up. And sometimes, such as if you're near these buoys, terror goes down. Yep. And see that? It's gonna go up to 44. Afford to move a little bit faster, I think. Bought all that fuel. Okay. Gather information for a report. Listen for surface gossip. Sure. Let's just wait for that terror to go back down before shoving back off. Don't want my crew going insane, after all. Don't want me going insane. That would be most unfortunate. Okay, let's be off. Maybe picking up the pace a little bit. I don't have that much in the way of supplies. This game is, it's so nice and quiet and ambient. And the writing is so good. The writing is so fucking good. Pressing the H key will blow your horn. This has no useful function and may provoke nearby Z-beasts or hostile vessels. Like that one. Oh, that just killed it! Fucking nice. Let's do that. Butcher it for supplies, lose that hunger. Make our way back to London. row of watchful Z-bats hang from a cable. Their heads swivel in unison as you cross the deck. Good. And we return. Let's wrap up some business. Oh, the alarming scholar has invited you to call on him, at the university. There's something you need. A little present from the scholar. You've been so helpful. I wanted to give you something for your next voyage. I bottled it myself. It smells pickled. Chemical. Salty. Once it might have been eel flesh. But the scholar assures you that it has vital and nutritional values. Save it for an emergency, perhaps. A memory of distant shores, a piquant piece of picaresque pilgrimage. As the alarming scholar listens, tears well in the eyes of those shining, or is it blazing eyes? They overflow, splashing onto the desk blotter. Stop! She sobs at last. This is too beautiful. Allow me to bring the macaw of memories. I wish each individual tone recalled. Okay. 67%. Let's go for it. We succeeded. Gain 10 terror. Oh no. Yes, you say softly. You lay your hand on the sailor's burning forehead. There are storms in the roof. Hush. We won't join them yet. Okay, let's head to the Admiral. That's the word. The canal. Pigmoat Isle. I'm not certain I heard you correctly. Are you quite certain this is the report you wish to make? So be it. Into accomplishment, sir. You have seen firsthand the rodent war. The Iron Republic. Excuse me. I need to unlock this. And this. Oops, and this. Could you place a report inside? Yes, I imagine someone will read it, eventually. There's always someone. And then the Quaker's Haven. Okay. Nothing else to be done here, it would seem. At the wharf. A tattooed courier will pay well for a consignment of scintillac. Her skin is crowded with bright ink. Her smile is cocky. It makes exceptional, admirable jewelry, she explains, but exceptional tea. 2 of the market's horse-masked attendants help her wheel the box away. 105 echoes, let's fucking go. Did you have anything? Okay, spider silk. Read the morning papers. Have a recent news. The Khanate is threatening war. They always are. London's colonies on the Carnelian coast want independence. They always do. The Untersee, the papers report, has undergone another alteration. Not yet it hasn't, you'd know. Oh, a promotional coupon from Miss Plenty's Provisioners for a half cask of salt herring. You could use that. Okay, let's rest in a room. Lose that 1 terror there. Back to London. Carouse in Wolfstack Docks. Lose another 5 terror. Good. And then another 2 terror. buy some more supplies. Okay. Our terror definitely could use some work. I'll have to think about what I could do to help that situation. And we also have visions of the surface. In Vendor Bite, they're always eager for news of the surface. So perhaps we could do something there. Also have these bales of parabola linen. Oh wait, we have those bales of parabola linen. We can sell those. 60 echoes each. Exceptional. Anything else? Anything else? Just tales of terror. Not much to be sold with those, I would think. Okay, well, I think that about wraps up this voyage. I might, maybe do some more Sphinx Stone runs off camera. Oh, wait, there's something that I should do. I should head to Dry Dock to repair. All shall be well and all manner of things shall be well, probably. At 68 hull now. That's alright, that's good. Okay. So I think with that, pause the game here. We shall end for the night. Thank you all very, very much for joining me. This has been a delight. Let me just do that so it saves again. Okay, for now, let us quit to the title screen. You guys can do this. Okay. So, let's see who we might be able to raid. It would seem that good old Bathy is playing Armello? No clue what that is. Okay. Let's just go ahead and... Oh, it looks like an isometric... It's like a city builder? Gives me city builder vibes from this preview here. But let's go ahead and start that up. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is... Oh, I love this game. I forgot how much I absolutely adore this game. And Fallen London in general. I love narrating all of it. I love reading. I love writing. God, I love writing so fucking much. And I hope that you all loved it nearly as much as me. That's an acceptable minimum threshold, I would say. No need to love it as much, but a little bit of... I don't know what I'm saying, I'm just stalling for time. Anyway, bye! Hope you guys have fun in the other stream. Goodbye, be good to yourselves, have a good night, or morning, whatever time it is. Bye.